Ladies, children, sheep. That's my Mandarin voice because Iron Man 3's in a couple weeks. Anyway, I'm just kind of preparing myself for it. Anyway, guys, before we jump into the questions, and one of the first questions is, John, what is your favorite TV shows? I wanted to give a quick mention to an up-and-coming TV show. The show stars Ryan Lochte, who is an Olympic swimmer, and he has his own grill. You know, the things that you put in your mouth. I want one, but I just feel like it would, cause some kind of infection. I don't know why. That's just my weird take on it. Anyway, this guy lives life to the fullest. He's always out doing something. He has his own new reality TV show on the channel E. Check it out. I'll show you a clip right here. And as you guys watch that, I'm gonna go grab a Mountain Dew because I need to be recharged. My batteries are a little low right now. Hang on.
What is the Lochte edge? Ryan Lochte.
You know, I've never been asked that question, what is the Lochte edge? I honestly have no idea.
Anyway, the show is called What Would Ryan Lochte Do? It's on the E channel. It's 9 p.m. Central. Check it out. He's a gold medalist swimmer. I'm especially jealous of that. And plus, I couldn't swim 3 laps in a pool. The only thing I could do is the dead man float, and then it's over. So if you guys want to know more about that, click the link down below. And now it's time to jump into the Q&A questions. And the first question up is, John, what is your favorite TV show? Now, I've been asked this question probably 87 times. I'm going to name off my favorite TV shows. I wrote them down for you. And they are as follows. Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, Hardcore Pawn, Mythbusters, Roseanne. Dan Connor's a badass. I don't care what you say. I love it. Gas Monkey Garage, Pawn Stars, The Shark Tank, Holmes on Homes. It's a Canadian guy. He fixes houses. I don't know why. I always like to watch home repair shows. I know, that's odd, isn't it? The Wire, Entourage, The Office, and Tosh.0. Some shows that I need to watch that I haven't watched, and the reason they're not on this list are going to be Game of Thrones, Boardwalk Empire. I had a weird speech impediment on that one, and Dexter, about a serial killer, which I see a lot of similarities there. Okay, the next question is from FilmAngel11. Last Q&A, I asked you what was the biggest item on your bucket list, and you replied to rob a bank. That's the kind of thing I say at 3 o'clock in the morning, but it kind of is true. If I found out everything else behind, if my whole life went to shambles, I'm gonna rob a bank. I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want the adrenaline rush and some cash. Now I want to know, what is your plan of attack and how will you avoid the cops? You definitely want to case out a mid-sized community bank, not too small, not too large, because if you pick a small town bank, odds are they're not going to be holding a lot of cash on hand. If you pick a mid-sized community, that's where the money's going to be. Too big of a city, you're going to get lost in the mix, too many cops. So you definitely want to look at local law enforcement. You definitely buy a police scanner so you can chime in on the police radio frequencies. Case out the bank for a couple weeks, get to know the layout, get to know if there's any tough guys working there, and then, go in. I don't want to use a roll gun. Listen, I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want the cash and the thrill of the rush. So I use a fake gun. Definitely have a cool ski mask, something they're going to remember you by. And you got to have a little class. I don't know what my fake mask would be. I had this idea, maybe a ski mask with a smiley face cut into it.
Can I have your attention, please?
That'd be kind of cool, right? Anyway, I go in there. I don't hit the vault. It eats up too much time. I hit all the tellers. I take all the cash. I'm definitely in a stolen car. So when actually, you know what? I might park a little bit, maybe I don't know, a few hundred yards away, maybe through some brush or some trees. That way when I run out, I run through the woods and then get into the car so they don't have a description. I get in that stolen vehicle. I drive probably I don't know, 30 miles away, and then I get into another car. And then I just drive off. And what do I do with the cash? I don't spend it at first. That's stupid. You hold on to it. You wait till things blow over, and then you you launder the money in a way. You can do that through casinos, gambling the money and then switching it. You can go to strip clubs and give them the money and they give you money back and change. You just don't want to use those bills just in case some of them are marked. Do you see movies in IMAX? Are you going to see Iron Man 3, Star Trek Into Darkness, or Man of Steel in IMAX? And what's your opinion on IMAX? IMAX is phenomenal. I've seen 2 real IMAX movies on a real IMAX screen, not one of those fake IMAX screens, which I do have one of the fake ones in my town. What I mean by that, it's they try to make it an IMAX screen, but it's 1/4 the size. It is kind of a cool way to watch a movie, though. And it works. I might have to go there because the closest one's in Indianapolis, which is 2 hours away. I would definitely love to see all of those movies in IMAX, and if I have the option, I will do my best to see them. Star Trek Into Darkness I have got to see in IMAX, and what else did you ask? Man of Steel I would love to see on IMAX. I have a feeling I might watch Man of Steel a couple times. If someone had a gun pointed to your head, what would be your first thought? I don't know. I guess just like, is it loaded? Like, is this gun loaded? And do you want my money? Because I don't have any cash on me, man. I just have credit cards. And as soon as you take my money, I'm just going to go, or if you take my wallet, I'm going to go cancel these credit cards, which you probably don't want to say because then he'd probably have more reason to kill you. Hey, John, if you were a supervillain, what would your villain name be? Maximus Flickimus the Destroyer. No one would ever be scared of me, and I'd have to be from some random planet. What would your superpowers be? I'd have telekinesis powers, the power to influence things, and I'd like to have a little bit of super strength. You know, not too much to where it's like Incredible Hulk, but I want to be vulnerable at the same time. Like, I don't want to put up a good fight against like Superman. You know what I mean? But I could still handle Batman. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be too strong. I still like to be a little bit beatable, as all supervillains are. And who would be your nemesis? Preferably like Catwoman or Wonder Woman, something of that sort. I don't want to fight guys. I'd rather, you know. Okay, hey Johnny Appleseed, if you buy a used Blu-ray, should I ask if they have a little extra pieces of paper like a free poster giveaway? If you go to buy, I don't think Walmart's going to have that to offer you. Also, thank you for getting to me the Blu-rays, my first being The Dark Knight Rises. I've made countless Blu-ray videos. Go check them out on my other channel. I talk about all my favorite looking Blu-rays, but definitely get The Dark Knight Rises and Avatar if you want to go to Pandora. If you had to choose world peace or all of Bill Gates' money, what color would your Lamborghini be? You know me too good. It'd probably be like a dark black with black rims on it. You know, to be honest with you, I'd rather, realistically, if I won the lottery today, if I won like $3 million, I would buy the real life version of the Tumbler. There's some guy in Michigan making them. I could go buy one for like $100,000. That's what I do. And then I just drive around the Tumbler. That'd be the most amazing. I'd live in it too. John, what would you do if I farted? I don't know, man. I'd probably just congratulate you. You know, that's a very healthy thing, and I promote farting. It's healthy. It's natural. Yo, John, I'm in school for acting, and you have this thing I can't explain. I guess you can say the it factor. Have you ever tried doing acting? The it factor. I like that. You sound like a producer in Hollywood right now. Never tried acting. Well, I get technically. I mean, I never really tried it. I would go to an audition if I seen one around. I was contacted by this one small budget movie thing here in Indiana. It was like a superhero comedy movie. Nothing ever panned out with it, but I would like to try it, like B-rate movies. I can see you as Stifler in American Pie movies. Thanks, fuckface. Rumor has it Emilio Estevez is going to play Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four reboot. What are your thoughts? Emilio! If you guys don't know who Emilio Estevez is, he's the coach from Mighty Ducks, and I want to always remember him as the coach from Mighty Ducks and nothing else. I don't know about that. What letter grade would you give each of the Spider-Man movies? Now watching them, the first one a B, the second one a B+, and I could probably do an A- on it, to be honest with you, and then the last one an F. Just come on, it was a little bit messy there. Hey Flick, what's the most violent film you've ever seen, and what is the scariest and funniest? One of the funniest movies I've ever watched was Superbad, just because the comedy was related to my life. I've had nights literally like they had in Superbad. And what was that website they went to? The Vagtastic Voyage? Yeah. Scariest film I've ever seen, The First Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sorry to say, when he goes down to that boiler room and that screeching sound, that scares the hell out of me. I don't do my laundry at night. I'm scared to go downstairs in the basement. Most violent film I've ever seen. I'd have to get back to you on that one. I've seen. Whoa. It was a Russian movie. I forget the name of it. Some guy got hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. How many fistfights have you been in, and how many have you won? I've had my ass kicked, I'll tell you that. Maybe like 3 fistfights, and I kind of won one of them. The other 2 were guys. It was in like high school, and they were like 3 grades ahead of me, you know. So, all right, here's a lot of questions. All right, your thoughts on North Korea? Crazy, scary. Yeah, you know. My thoughts on WWE. I used to like it. I can't watch it anymore. You know, I like the spectacle of it, but when it comes to professional wrestling nowadays, I watch all the behind the scenes stuff or the interviews with wrestlers, and they tell stories about how everybody in the backstage is all screwed up on steroids or cocaine, or how Shawn Michaels used to hire prostitutes and do decrepit things to them. I like all the shoot interviews. I watch them all on YouTube. That's one of my favorite things to watch, to be honest with you. Do you watch the Angry Grandpa show? I have watched the Angry Grandpa show. Some of it's an act. It's obviously they're kind of, you know, going with a shtick, but that guy, it's probably like 10% an act, but that's really that guy's personality, just focused into, you know, a direction. I love it. The one where the Angry Grandpa, his son tells him that the Earth is ending and there's an asteroid coming, and they get in their car and drive like 80 miles per hour down the road. That's awesome. Worst movie you saw in 2012? I really can't even remember what came out in 2012 right now. I could tell you my best movies. I don't remember the worst movie of 2012. The worst movie of this year, though, I think it might be the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Like, possibly. What animated movie this year do you think will suck? I'm not sure of everything coming out this year, so I can't give you an answer on it. If you had to marry either Kim Kardashian or Meryl Streep, who would it be? At least Meryl Streep would really love me, you know. Kim Kardashian is not a human being. Like, she doesn't know what love is. And for that matter, she's not even really a human being. You know what I mean? Like, she's just one of those people that you truly never could ever connect with. Because you know she's just so artificial and like doesn't care about anything. Do you want to see Grown Ups 2? No, I don't want to see Grown Ups 2. I really don't want to see. Not an ounce of my being wants to see that movie. Can I have a shout out? Random dude online 9. And he said I'm awesome. Thank you, sir. How do you feel about Mark Wahlberg as an actor? I love Mark Wahlberg. That guy, something about that guy I just find likable. Like, he's a guy I would like to hang out with. Hey, what are you doing over there? Hey, Jack, I'm doing my best. Say hi to your mother for me. Did you peak in high school, or do you still hang out with the hot crowd? The hot crowd, eh? I don't think I've ever peaked, to be honest with you. Women-wise, I peaked in high school because they all thought it was cool that I could drive. You know, I've always hung out with everybody. Like, in high school, I hung out with, you know, the artificial fake kids. I hung out with the preppy kids. I hung out with the jocks, you know, the kids who were into science experiments, everybody. We didn't have... My high school really wasn't, you know, like the stereotypic cliched high school. I mean, you had all those different people, but... everybody kind of associated with everybody for the most part. Have you seen Place Beyond the Pines yet? No. And listen. You listen, damn it. No, Place Beyond the Pines is playing at select theaters still. Even though they said it went wide, but by wide they just meant it went to some more select theaters. I live in Fort Wayne. The closest one's Indianapolis. It's 2 hours away. It's a little too far to drive for Place Beyond the Pines. I do want to see it, though. I have yet to see it, though. Damn you, Ryan Gosling. That drive jacket's looking at us. John, would you ever visit Ireland, and why? To get drunk? I don't know. To meet a redheaded woman who might love me for me? Yeah, I'd love to go to Ireland. How would... Good God. Oh, man. James, I think I was 12 years old. John, check out my channel. I just made a Batman memorial video. Cool. Hey, John, do you plan to visit Switzerland? I would go to, I was talking to a friend about Switzerland the other day, and we were talking about how everyone there just seems so happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just seems like a place you could go to be happy. What do you think about 8 Mile starring Eminem? Hey, B-Rabbit. I like that movie. I really did like that movie. Not a bad movie. I liked it. What are your thoughts on the Jaws remake? I didn't know they were. I don't think they're remaking Jaws, are they? Probably just another shark attack movie. What's on Batman's head? Let's see what. That? The little white wire? It's a wire. It connects to my lights up here. Hey John, you missed my question in the last Q&A. So rather than re-ask it, you just told me I missed it. I would have got it if you just put it right there. For the next Q&A, what is the worst movie you've ever seen? I don't know. I don't know. I had to. These are things that I have to sit there and do analytical mindset processes to figure out. I really have to judge a lot of things, and it takes me a few days to do that. What is your favorite band? One of my favorite bands right now, I've always liked Metallica. Like, that's one band I've always liked, even though some of their albums are better than others, but overall they're just one of those bands that really makes you want to get up and kick some ass. And by kick some ass, I mean ride my mountain bike around town at night at 3 o'clock in the morning as I scream like a woman. List the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies from your favorite to least favorite. I'd say Avengers might be number 1. Iron Man, the first one, might be number 2. Iron Man 3 is looking pretty damn good. Iron Man 2 is nowhere close to the list. I really enjoyed The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. Thor would probably be a little bit higher than Hulk, and is that close enough? Yeah. What's the most unremakeable film to you? How could you ever remake The Shawshank Redemption? What is your worst cinema experience? I mentioned this a long time ago on my Flickpick channel, like one of my first videos I ever did. And I talk about when I went to see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. We went to like a midnight showing. 5 minutes into the movie, like, people start coming in, and it was a couple, right? And they had their little kid with them in like a carrier. Yeah, a little infant child, and he was screaming when they brought him in. So, and then the one guy that came in wasn't wearing like shoes. Like, he had no shoes on. I was like, what the hell is this, man? And I was like, they're gonna sit behind us. They're gonna sit behind us. I know it. And they sat right behind us, like right over here. Throughout the movie, the baby's crying, screaming. The hillbilly guy sitting there talking to his wife, probably threatening to beat her up or something. And that was probably the worst experience. So, hey Johnny, it's weird that Tiny Todd visits me at night. It kind of scares me. But you live with him, so Tiny Todd cannot. He won't. I saved his life back in the 80s, countless times. I don't go into detail about it, but he's listening right now. See him? See him right there. Hey Johnny, what's your favorite Breaking Bad moment? Dude, I don't know where to start with the Breaking Bad moments. I want pancakes! This next question makes me feel really good about my life. Both you and a really hot girl I follow both uploaded 40-minute videos at the same time. I only had time to watch one, and I want you to know I picked Flick over my dick. Question is, are there any novels you'd like to see turned into a movie that hasn't? Or one that you think should be redone? I read a novel a long time ago, and it was just like a little. I thought it was just gonna be like a junky little book. You know, I picked it up. I don't remember. I was really bored. I think I was on a car ride. Yeah, my friend was driving like 3 hours away. We were in a car the whole time, and I was like, I want something to read. But it was like this 90-foot shark that survived in the trenches of the ocean, and then one day he came up and they captured him. I really seen like the main guy of the book being Aaron Eckhart, if they ever made a movie of it, and they captured this huge shark. and he escaped from this exhibit, and he just starts ripping boats apart, and just they try to capture him. And then there's this whole other plot where there's this bad guy who lives in this glass dome under the ocean. It just sounded like a really cool out there movie idea, and it would be one of those movies that you watch in IMAX 3D, and it's just like it would blow your eyeballs out of their socket. So anyway, guys, you know what? I'm gonna pick one random question. I'm gonna keep scrolling down. I'm picking one question, and you are it. Seriously, after this, that wasn't a question. I gotta pick another one. Okay, scrolling down, and pick one. Hey, James Franco, can you do a Johnny Flickster impression? What do you guys mean, a Johnny Flickster impression? Okay, here it goes. Hey guys, it's John here, and I want to... Yeah, that's my Johnny... Okay. Also, what is your favorite Morgan... What just happened there? What is your favorite Morgan movie and Will Smith movie? Favorite Morgan Freeman movie probably would have to be The Shawshank Redemption. I just love that guy's narration on top of anything. Andy Dufresne never touched another mop that day. And then you got Will Smith. Andy, I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on Morgan Freeman. Will Smith movie, I don't know, maybe Independence Day? Well, just a fun movie. I remember watching it way back in the day and eating popcorn. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Ask more questions down below. We'll answer them next week in an all-new Q&A.